In the dense heart of a forgotten jungle village, a quiet girl named Maya lived in silence, unseen, unloved and unspoken for. But everything changed the day she heard a cry from the treetops. It was not a human baby, yet the sound pierced her soul. What happened next would defy all reason and give birth to a bond no one believed possible. Before we dive deep into this story, subscribe to the channel so you never miss powerful and thought-provoking stories. Let's go in deep. In a small, mist-covered village nestled between the emerald folds of the Indian jungle, life moved at the pace of seasons. The villagers relied on the earth's gifts, harvesting fruits, fetching water from forest streams, and lighting lamps when the sun disappeared. Among them lived a quiet girl named Maya, an orphan raised by her grandmother Amma. Maya was 14, small for her age, with wide eyes that saw more than she spoke. She rarely joined the laughter of the other village children. Her skin was darker than theirs, her hair curlier, her speech slower. They called her Maya the monkey, a cruel joke that echoed whenever she passed by. But she never replied. Her only joy came from walking into the forest. There, beneath towering sal trees and overgrown ferns, she found a strange sort of home. She would sit by a particular tree, one whose trunk was so wide it took 4 arms to hug it around, and listen. Birds sang secrets. Wind rustled truth. The forest spoke, and she listened. Maya's Amma, now frail and sickly, often warned her, "The jungle does not love or hate. It only gives what you dare to take." And Maya would smile, a soft half-smile, and go anyway. Each morning, before the village stirred, Maya would collect firewood, tend to the chickens, and prepare rice porridge for Amma. She moved with gentle hands and a quiet mind. Her days were wrapped in simplicity, and her nights in silence. Children mocked her when she walked alone. Mothers whispered, "She will never marry." There is something strange in her, but Maya never defended herself. Her silence was not weakness. It was something sacred, an invisible wall she had built around her heart. In the afternoons, she went deeper into the jungle than anyone else dared. She would sing softly, not words, but tones, melodies of emotion. Birds would perch nearby. A deer once came close enough for her to brush its nose. But one day, something different happened. Something cried, not like a bird, not like a child, but something between. A raw, desperate cry from above. Maya froze. She looked up, and there, tangled in a thorny nest of vines, was a tiny, trembling baby monkey. Its eyes wide with fear, its fur damp with rain and blood. Alone. Screaming, Maya's heart clenched. That scream, it mirrored her own, the one she never let out. Without thinking, she climbed. The climb was dangerous. The branches were slick. Thorns tore at her arms and legs. But Maya did not stop. Every scream from the baby monkey seemed to pull her higher, faster. When she reached it, the sight crushed her. Its mother lay lifeless below, fallen from a snapped branch. The baby monkey reached for her, trembling uncontrollably. Maya cradled it, her hands shaking. She looked down at the ground far below. No one would come. No one ever came when she cried. "So," she whispered, "I hear you," and the monkey stopped crying. She named him Binny, after the small forest wind that arrives without warning. Wrapping him in her scarf, she climbed down slowly and carried him home. Amma gasped. "What have you brought?" Maya explained, her voice barely audible. "He has no one." "You barely have enough for yourself," Amma replied, coughing. "I know, but he needs me." From that moment, Maya's life changed. Feeding Binny mashed bananas with her fingers, bathing him in lukewarm water, holding him against her chest at night, Binny became her child. But not everyone saw it that way. Soon, word spread that Maya had adopted a monkey. The children called her worse names now: Jungle Witch, Monkey Mother. Their laughter was sharp like stones. The village elders summoned Amma. "This is not natural," they said. "She will bring curses. She walks too far into the forest. Now she's raising beasts." Amma defended her with all the strength her old voice could carry. "She has a heart bigger than this whole village. You all just cannot see it." But judgment had already spread. One day, while Maya was in the forest collecting figs for Binny, some boys followed her. They had slingshots. They laughed. They threw stones. One struck Binny on the leg. He shrieked, clutching Maya tightly. She shielded him with her body and screamed, actually screamed. For the first time in years, it echoed. Not just through the trees, but something deeper. a cry of a girl who had never been heard, and the jungle answered. A storm erupted that night. Thunder, rain, wind that howled like wolves. Trees fell. Roofs flew. The village was battered by nature's fury. In the morning, people saw what Maya had done. While everyone fled, she had pulled children from under debris, saved a woman from drowning in the river, helped the injured, Binny clinging to her all the while. A local journalist who had come to document the village's rain damage noticed her. He captured a moment, Maya holding Binny in one arm, carrying a bleeding child in the other. The photo went viral. Soon, rescue teams came. Food, tents, medicine. Then came something no one expected. A letter from the State Wildlife Palace Sanctuary. They had seen her picture, a girl who loved a monkey like her own child. They invited her to visit the sanctuary, a place where orphaned animals were nursed back to life. They offered her a place, training, even schooling. "Come, Maya," the letter read. "We believe you are something rare, a soul who sees beyond skin and species." At first, the village protested. "She is ours," they said, though they had never treated her as such. But Maya packed silently. Amma, with tearful eyes, kissed her hand and said, "You were never born for small corners, my child. Go where love is not limited." The sanctuary was beyond anything Maya imagined. Clean enclosures, animal doctors, green stretches of land. There were other orphans too, both human and animal. And for the first time, she was not strange. She was understood. Maya learned to read, to speak, to treat wounds. And Binny, he grew strong, playful, his tiny arms always clinging to Maya's neck. They gave her a uniform, a green vest that read, "Wildlife Rehabilitation Assistant." Years passed. Maya returned to the village once, years later, during a forest awareness program. Now grown, confident and radiant, she stood before the children who once mocked her. She told them stories of monkeys and love, of forests and healing. No one laughed now. A boy whispered, "She became a real mother to a monkey." And an elder said, "No, she became a mother to love itself." Today, Maya's story is used in schools and sanctuaries across the region, a symbol of compassion that transcends logic, a reminder that love does not need permission to exist. It simply does. Maya still works at the sanctuary, now a leader, and Binny, he still lives in a special enclosure, right outside her cottage, his tail always curled toward her door, as if guarding his heart. When asked, "How did a girl end up becoming the mother of a baby monkey?" she simply smiles and says, "He cried, and I heard him." If you found Maya's story heartwarming, give this video a like, share it with someone who believes in the power of kindness, and subscribe for more soul-touching tales. The next story will melt your heart. Do not miss it.